Welcome back, everyone. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? But I hope you all are excited. Welcome back to Ace Attorney, the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Last time we left off, we had just barely scraped by the first trial of the second episode. The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro, I believe. And I will say this, it reminded me of how much I really like the cases in Great Ace Attorney in general. Because it's not like the original trilogy and or investigations where like you're just sitting around waiting for the right evidence to come at you in the last second because Gumshoe comes bursting through the door. Like, no, you are taking every little opportunity, chipping at every crack you can to just make some sort of argument and keep yourself alive just long enough to get the not guilty verdict. Phoenix Wright thinks he has it bad. Like, no, his ancestor, he's not just grasping at straws, he's looking for the straw in the needle stack. And he's gotta reach in there. Ow, ow, oof. So yeah, last time we had proven, the only thing we proved that William Shakespeare, sorry, not the person in chat, but the character, was somewhat dubious in his testimony, and that's it. We didn't actually prove whether or not he was lying. We didn't give any sort of alternative explanation to who could have poisoned him besides Soseki Natsume. So, and that's probably why, at the very least, we'll be able to investigate today. Day 2, Investigation 2, Great Ace Attorney 2. Let's start the game 2 as well. Alright, let's go. By the way, that was Iris's theme playing, and I really like it. I was looking at the special contents, and it did say, like, they were going for a steampunky kind of feel to it. And I feel it, but also it kind of sounds like a J-pop song. Like, literally, Majima from Yakuza singing, Suna Oni I love you. Okay. Woo! It's been a while since we got an achievement, huh? 22nd of February. 1:15 p.m., Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy, a.k.a. Herlock Sholmes' attic. Oh. Oop. Yeah, I didn't mention, I forgot, I was gonna say that Iris is not wearing this Cesato's not wearing this costume just for funsies. This is the DLC outfit. I had said that I was gonna wait a little bit before putting them on. And I think second trial of the second day of the second episode is the perfect time for it. I'll let you see them naturally, but if for some reason like we never see Ryunosuke's, I got a picture of it. But the idea is it's all stuff made by Iris, like by hand, and you know she should go into fashion. Yeah. If we want to investigate Green before Garadeb, ooh, okay. All right. I was wondering. Thanks for the tip. I was wondering, since this is day 2, and since it's not the trial second day yet, then that means that William Shakespeare, who may have just poisoned himself, is just walking around and probably not, like, being held anywhere. So I'm very hopeful he doesn't just, like, start to flee the city or something. I hope he stays put, please. Maybe he's got enough pride to just keep in one place. Like, tis no chance that I could possibly be indicted for mine own poisoning. Anyway, we can finally rest after that trial. Whew. We made it back in one piece. Just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the streets of London. You were very nearly flattened several times. I'm not worried about... I'm worried about the trial. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. Oh, okay, that's actually adorable. She's just trying to lighten the mood. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you. Notice this one thing, however. This is a little bit that the localizers put in for their official localization of the game. If it's ever, like, supposed to be implied that the characters are speaking Japanese to each other, they'll call each other Naruhodo-san and Suzato-san. Or, I guess Mikotoba-san? But notice that when Herlock is present, when the judge is present, when anybody English is present, they'll call them each other Miss Susato and Mr. Naruhodo. And that way it's implied that they're speaking English for other people's convenience. And that's like a cool little thing that like feels a lot close to me, because I grew up in a multilingual household, and it's like, yeah, people who even if they natively speak one language, will speak English in the presence of other people just for their convenience, and it's so cool and realistic. And Susato is an adorable being. Oh, thank you. No need to be so coy, Rinosuke. And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, let's see if we can find some new clues for court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Can we at least sleep first? I'm tired. Is everything all right? I suppose I still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England, working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. Yeah, given where this takes place in the timeline, this still isn't that long after they just arrived. The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. Asogi. It should be Kazuma. Asogi Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but clearly he had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I have no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Oh, my heart. I just can't already. We just started the stream and I already can't. Look at that smile. Look at that precious, precious smile. Thank you, Susato-san. Arigato. Man, I kind of wish that the save point was right after that, because that was such a touching little end to that little segment. Man, they just work so well together. I just want to say that much. I reminded you that Spirit of Justice had an alternate DLC outfit for Phoenix Wright that was Furio Tigre. I tell you, I had that outfit on the entire time I played Spirit of Justice. Oh, hold on, let me find that. Or if you can find it, Worst Company, that'd be great. Because I also wanted to mention that I just found out today that Sam Riegel, who voices Phoenix Wright in the games, he didn't voice Phoenix Wright in the anime, but he voiced Furio Tigre in the anime. If that's not perfect, I don't know what is. It's like, thought we forgot about him, huh? Like, no. We're just saving them for later. I do like Sam Riegel as a voice actor. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned out in court and took the stand. Well, I mean, most other victims can't. I know. Not only that, but then finding out that he's actually a barefaced gas thief as well. Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea. He didn't do it. Allegedly. Careful of your phrasing, Susato-san. He didn't poison anything. Hold on. Now hold on. That's exactly why lawyers should watch their words. Then, because you say that in court and they're like, ha, so you admit it. And there's more to this Mr. Shamspear than we have yet to know. I'm sure of it. Apparently, maybe he streams on Twitch. You know, you gotta say one of your favorite VAs is ManokAdobo. I don't know. He sounds like a sham. Small bean, small time. Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't the noble, outstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What's become of him, actually? I actually was wondering that myself. Is he just out and about, walking around a free man? I was told that he'd be returning to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment. Oh, okay. At least someone's watching him, making sure he doesn't try anything shady. Oh, which one is that? Is it? No, wait. Don't tell me he has the bed next to Olive Green. Is he the one that with the little doctor's note that says, "Warning, do not let him walk around"? Cause he would. He would totally just disobey the orders and just get up and go. Like, where were you? His doctor asks. Oh, you know, I had to make a cold appearance. You couldn't tell them you had doctor's orders to stay in bed? I would miss out on the performance of my life? No. Most likely not. Imagine, though. For reference, this is Phoenix Wright's Furio Tigre outfit. Oh, it is actually really good. Sir, I am looking respectful. I didn't know Phoenix was working out. What do you think he, like, does, like, pointer finger exercises and then, like, works out his pecs? I'm pointing my finger in real life. You can't see it because I don't have a webcam. Let me see. Ah, yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Bart's as Londoners call it. We know that place, don't we? Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken. Most likely not. Oh, yeah, the note was there before Shamsir was discovered. Before a body was discovered. Fair enough. Ah, yes, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back. Allegedly! You're doing it! Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone. Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. Stabbing, poisoning, allegedly. St. Bartholomew's. For a second, I thought there was a heart in the text. That's just her hand. Yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. What's next? So, we know that Soseki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. Have I seen that anime outtakes? I have. I have. Lots of swearing. Especially by Pearl's voice actress. You know she's the one that's... Like... If I were voice acting a little girl, I'd be the most tempted to swear. Because it's just the most jarring juxtaposition. Hearing those filthy words come out of the little girl's mouth. But as he isn't the culprit, then obviously... Yes! The poison surely wasn't in the tea. But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamsir's body? Did he just have it? I bet he did, if he's like that much of a method actor. He just had it for like performances of Romeo and Juliet itself. I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Shamsir's room that will help solve the mystery. Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place already. But it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think. Definitely! And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap. Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. You know, if they are implied to be speaking Japanese to each other, should I be doing that thing I did the first game, where they just have American accents? Maybe. Kazuma Asogi. The best friend I ever had. And a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. Bacon. I can still picture him now. Looking so fierce and determined in court. Look at that pointer finger. It's so strong, so stiff, so erect. Sometimes I shouldn't say things. And then after the trial, that crazy idea he come up with. As a stowaway? Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know. Kazuma, why won't you tell me why? Why go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain? Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it. Believe me. I guarantee it. But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, I can't force you, obviously. You'll have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world. the city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes. No, that's true. I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, then one day... One day what? Oh, no. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Spoilers, he does not tell him later. What did that button do? A number went up. Oh, that is the channel points. If you're new to Twitch, that is a little system you can use to redeem special little rewards on my chat, on my stream. Now, because I'm a programmer and because I have apparently too much time, I made most of my redemptions like automatic. Some people got like things where you can do curls or do push-ups or do exercise or drink water or stuff, where they have to manually fulfill it. I'm just like, haha, funny chicken runs across the screen. But yeah, speaking of chicken, if only Asogi ate his chicken. Naruto-san! Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about chicken. And how Kazuma didn't eat it. Yes. He's forever in my thoughts, too. You can also redeem learning how to pronounce the word karate. Someday we'll learn. Someday. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better. That was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right. But... Huh? Yes? I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. And thus, a ship was born. Too unfortunate that that ship kinda died on a ship. Kazuma's true intentions. Naruto-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions? Whoa! Whoa! What, are we playing like Doom Eternal now? Like weapon. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. First person. Capcom, work on your first person animations. I mean this. His katana? I never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. No. I know. It was because I asked you to take it. When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. But... Karuma? Well, that's a long blade. That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Rinosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. Oh, you know, that sounded really cool up until I realized it was a pun for karma. Karuma. I truly believe that. Maybe it is his sword's name. Karuma. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject. Oh, I've accidentally turned this into Solid Snake giving the sword to Raiden. You are absolutely right. There's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Something you have to do? Metal Gear. Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Snake. What did he mean by something very important that I had to do? I had hoped that the answer to that question would have become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet I have not found a single clue. I see. Wow. I'm sure the answer will become apparent someday. It always did feel a little odd to me that they never really put that much emphasis on Naruhodo taking up Kazuma's mantle. Look at me, I'm calling him Kazuma now. Whereas for years I called him Asogi. I gotta give him the name I knew him by. Asogi. And I guess they kind of saved that theme for this, for pretty much this. Specifically because this is Resolve. The resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This is him, like, solidifying his intentions of taking up not only Kazuma's wishes, but to also become the best lawyer that he can. Not just because he has to, but because it's what Kazuma would have wanted. It's what the people need as far as relations between Japan and England, and I love it. Perhaps we should put the spade away somewhere. Don't call it a spade! That's not a spade, Naruhodo-san! It's a shovel! Don't miss the aquarium. I'm gonna try to get as much as I can. No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade. No, spades are for digging. This is for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel. Chat, which side are you on? Team spade or team shovel? Team ladder or team step ladder? Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? You're so right, Naruhodo-san. We mustn't quarrel over such trifles. On reflection, then, I think I'll leave the spade where it is. Yes, I think that's for the best. You may need a shovel while we're working in the garden. I do remember there was an aquarium. And, like, over time, it actually got more full. Is it? Yeah, it's here. Oh, this is still when it was empty. These tanks are for keeping sea creatures. It's ladder step ladder. I'll give you I'll let you know something, Dylan. There's an achievement in this game for hearing every spade shovel argument, and as well there is one for every ladder step ladder argument. Gee, I wonder where the ladder step ladder argument can come in. They're called aquariums, and they were all the rage in London at one time, apparently. Yes, the English are so clever, coming up with the idea of having ocean life on display in the home. And it means you always have an emergency midnight feast on hand, too. No, they kinda have to be raised for that, or else, I don't know, you may get, like, a bad clam. I'm not sure that's really the idea. No, don't eat farm-raised clams. I mean, do eat farm-raised clams, but don't eat home-raised clams. I can't check the ladder. What a shame. I mean the step ladder. I mean the ladder. This is a ladder. Actually, truly, that's a ladder. Look at them hanging garlic from the ceiling. Got this little furnace. Can't check that. Alright, looks like we won't have to spend much time here. Although, I cannot wait to see this place become a home again. It's been a while since I've seen it this empty. It's kind of sad. Step ladder only in... Oh, okay. So I guess not yet. But I want to argue about the ladder. I heard there's another room behind that door. Yes, it's my bedroom, Naruhodo-san, as you well know. Shall I help you unpack your things? No, you must leave the lady in her privacy. That's very kind, but no thank you. Your luggage looks very heavy. Are you sure I can't help you move it? That's very kind, but really no thank you. Take a hint. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know. The only secret I have is the 5 yen banknote hidden on the backside of my Darumo doll. 5 yen? How much is 5 yen worth back then? Can't have been a lot. Like, it's not worth a lot now, but it definitely wasn't worth a lot. Maybe? I don't know, maybe you could buy an apple or two. I think that's everything in here. Let's get a move on. Wait a minute. Can't leave without giving her my arm badge. You've been wearing that ever since we arrived in Great Britain, haven't you? Well, it's what shows I'm a lawyer, so it seems appropriate. Squidgy Bum, welcome on in. How you doing? You haven't missed much. We just woke up after the last trial, and we're reminiscing and also relaxing. I'm not sure that it really matters much in this country, though, I'm afraid. I wouldn't say that. It might not be official. but it looks official. One of those fake authority things, like how people can sneak into concerts wearing just a yellow safety vest. Only often when the police stop me, I just show them this and they leave me alone. You're stopped by the police? Often? Well, you know, I'm a suspicious foreigner, dressed all in black with a sword at my side. Okay, that's a little sad, but also I can believe it. Especially with the sword. I do think it's probably the sword that's the main reason. Still, it makes me happy to see you wearing it. And the armband. Yes, I made up my mind that I'll carry them always, even while I'm sleeping. This is the symbol of who I am, and the sword, Karuma. Google says spades are a type of shovel, therefore they're both crazy. Yeah, and stepladders are a type of ladder, but you know, they still argue about that. It's never stopped Ace Attorney before, huh? So this is where we are now. Well, there's a lot of places to look at, huh? Let's go straight to the hospital now that we know Shamspear's in there. Actually, let's check up on Shomas first. Nah, Shamspear. We gotta see him. It's a collectible. Yeah, we're at a point where we collect arguments. And I'm all for it. You know, I like to collect those kinds of things in RPGs. 22nd February, St. Bartholomew's Recovery Ward. This looks like the same room. Rat's still here. What do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance. Yes, I hear angry voices. Hey! Hey! Don't you be yelling at Olive Green. She doesn't even know what's going on. She doesn't even know who you are. Sir! Sir, this is a Wendy's. I mean my hospital room. Be not angry, oh ample lady. Ample? I mean... Verily, thou art mistaken. Mistaken, my foot? You were looking at my painting. Do not look at her painting. It's very private. AmericaOnlineAOL.com. How you doing? Welcome to this. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good Fire Emblem stream earlier. Welcome to William Shamspear. That's his name. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed, the poison that mustached villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish you died from that poison. Oh. God have mercy, ample lady, but thou seest, I have vigor still. Behold, my Shamspear dance. I'm beholding. When can I be let go? This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? Yeah, it's almost like he's T-posing on her. Ahoy! Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from land whence rithers the sun. How now? Brown cow? What are you doing here, Mr. Shamspear? It was doing good. Hey, good to hear. Hope it was nice. Hope you, I didn't realize you were painting that Waluigi figure, by the way. It is beautiful. You gotta show me how far it's gone, if you were. And also that fat chocobo. Mary, I do believe I am returned to another ward. He was looking. That's what he was doing. Looking at my terrible work. Eastern fellow, so dark eclad. Eclad? Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Applaud? You're applauding me for revealing that you have that Mr. Sham has a hammy gas scam plan? That sounds clever, but that was the title of my last YouTube upload. Thanks to you, now I have to pay for my gas. Oh, well, thank you? Oh! But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? Sir, your rod. Your rod, is it okay? It's alright, it happens to 1 in 4 men. See, good as new. Oh, whoa, wow. It is exactly like new now. Hast thou been frightened? I'm just... No, I standeth my ground. I got a sword, buddy. Watch out. Anon, exunt. Exit, stage right. Heavens to Murgatroyd. I swear, I'm not afraid. Mr. Shamser might technically be the victim in this case. But there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. I'm gonna need an entire sewing kit for him. I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person. No, that's William. In the game, not the chat. Miss Green, is everything alright? 'Tis not made of metal. Bent a metal rod with his bare hands. Actually, that's even more impressive if he bent it and it wasn't metal. Because if it was plastic, it would have just snapped. I guess it might be rubber? But then why would it keep its shape? Oh, yes, I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now. Oh, I see. Well, good, you may be in good health. Still wondering if the key around her neck is important at all. I bet. We're delighted that you'll be soon well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it. Hello? Anything new? One of my favorite features of the modern Ace Attorney games is when you've already looked at something, you get a little check mark on the view option, letting you know it's the same dialogue. Because I was replaying the first game a couple of months ago, and I vividly remember that it did not do that. It was like, oh, it's reloaded the... like, you come back to the same place in a later chapter, and it refreshes the fact you looked at it, but it's the same dialogue. Was she brought to the hospital inside that bag? I don't know. She's got very important art supplies in there. It was brought to her later, unfortunately. Oh, that's kind of scary though. Brought to the hospital in a bag. What, like a body bag? So are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green? I am, thank you. Thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me. Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it? As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. It is a miracle you are alive, ma'am. Like, you could have been paralyzed by that. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. I'll take that over, like, suddenly awaking and not even knowing who to blame. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I look back on this fondly. Back. Really? Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged. Oh, yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're so obviously busy. Grimsby Lorelot. I remember that name. Bent the metal rod with his bare hands, but Sherlock takes it on bends it himself. It's a reference to a scene in one of the original Sherlock Holmes stories. Oh! I didn't mean to mention this. It's very clear that the writers, which could just be Shu Takumi, were very big fans of Sherlock Holmes novels because so many little things are references that I never even thought of. Can't converse. I guess we're moving. Let's go talk to Sholmes. I like how we left our home, went to the hospital, then went back to our home, basically. 22nd February, Sholmes' suite. Iris!
Oh, Reno and Susie! Hooray, you're back!
No, play Iris' theme, please. I love it so. Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. Sherlock Holmes, big in Japan. I mean, he's pretty famous everywhere. That's the thing. Just if the Doyle estate wasn't such a hard ass about copyright, maybe he'd be more famous in the West. Worst company doesn't want to read Sherlock Holmes. Need to get around to it. Me too, I just don't read. Really.
I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie.
Oh, you flatter me. Jeez, it's
as if I made that outfit for you myself. Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I've just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups.
Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what is that foul smell? Oh no, you've got a porta-john outside your place too. Ladies and gentlemen, Sherlock Holmes's DLC outfit. I believe it's called something like Sholmes's Japan Jumble. He's wearing like a kimono, he's got the fox mask and everything. I don't know. I want to say it's offensively endearing how much this suits Sherlock. Like, yes, he's just trying to like help us fit in after we've come from Japan. He's like, okay, Sherlock. Okay, Sherlock. You know what? You're trying, and we appreciate it a lot. I love it. What's that foul smell? Sherlock Holmes. I heard it was traditional not to wash these garments. No, you wash them, Holmes. You wash them. Oh. Apparently we're in an episode of JoJo. Aha! The Wanderers return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court? Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, was it? You forgot? Of course he did. Mr. May or may not be fake Stradivarius violin. I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Holmes. I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. Makes it sound like I sipped it. So, tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict at least. Sometimes that's all we can hope for in these games. Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. You know each other. Because we barely see them interact. You know, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. Is Lord Van Zeek's an acquaintance, Mr. Holmes? Lord Van Leg? You mean this Lord Van Leg? That Lord Van Leg. Full-on anime, baby. Naturally, there's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo. My name, Sherlock Holmes. Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Holmes? Whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ugh. Ugh. Ah, indeed. That is the scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science, extracted from Queen Victoria herself. Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Oh, we have to push forward. We have to push him on this. We have to explicitly ask for the smell. What is more important to us? Lord Van Zeek for the smell. I can't converse in good conscience knowing that there's aroma in the air. I'm gonna ask about the smell first. Yeah. So, what is that indescribably foul smell? Ah, yes. It's the Arthur Conan Doyle Estate's lawyers. As stinky and scummy as they are, trying to hold on to my copyright for years and years. In 2 years, the entirety of Conan Doyle stories regarding Holmes will be public domain. That's, interesting. Because I'm sure everybody knows by now that's the reason that we have Sholmes here. And not what he's called in Japan, Holmes. I'm getting confused. But, You know they'll still find some way. Like, even now, the lawsuits they threaten people with have no basis, but they do it anyway in an attempt to just hold on to what they can. Like, if they ever went to court, they wouldn't win. But they still do it because they just want that money. So after 2 years, can they finally please give up? Maybe in 2 years, Capcom will patch this game and then change his name back to Holmes from Sholmes. But now I kind of don't want to because I love Sholmes so much. He is a parody. It works even better. What's the length of time for something public domain? I think it's supposed to be 75 years, but Disney keeps like finding ways to skirt that rule. Somebody correct me on that. What? Oh, it is a vial of something. Poison! Ah, well, most probably this, I would say. What is that? My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at a drop of some tea. Oh my! You know, this invention benefits the English and the Japanese alike. Sholmes, you have saved the relationships between our country. You glorious, glorious man. There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls among some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but in fact merely dried leaves of drab flavor. They just pick up, like, maple leaves off the ground. Can you make maple tea? I wonder what that would taste like. Obviously, the maple syrup taste is in the syrup, the sap of the tree, but maybe a little bit of that's in the leaves. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. I get it. So when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris! Experiment time.
At the ready, Hurley.
Oh, it's getting real. Only in this game will investigation of tea be so necessary. Also, why the goggles? Is it dangerous? Oh yes, the chemical sears your eyes. Don't drink the tea after, it's poison. Let's just add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens? It's mustard. What? Sholmes, what the heck? It's turned completely black. Whoa. Now it just looks like tar.
And what a foul odor it's given off.
Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes, and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is! You know, you could have just taken a drop of the tea instead of ruining the entire cup. Because now that I know it's good tea, I feel bad we wasted it. Sholmes! It would appear that this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling. Was! That's very genius. But what will you do with that black liquid now? I've created Instatar. You can burn this, it will produce flame. Well, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you? Turns out this secret was the formula to homemade biofuel all along. Sholmes, you've done it again. There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes. You know, it does make sense that you have to mix it with the tea. He did say it only needed a drop, though. We didn't have to do the whole thing. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam. Right. Yo, I'm with Sholmes on this one. He's actually not crazy this time. The point is, we are entering a new era of science, in the world of criminal investigation also. Yes, forensic science! Oh, these are such exciting times! I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Herlock Show's method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. Based? Based on what? This little tea indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that. Why must the resolution be low? I'm pretty sure I got resolution options today. Yeah, we got all the way up to 720p 60. 720p is actually like the standard at which I stream at because Twitch has a limit on the bitrate for streams. 6,000 kilobits per second, which is not a lot. Like, even though 1080p sounds like it would be a better idea, the bitrate is so low that if any action were to happen on screen, it would become a blocky mess if I played 1080p. Probably not for this game, actually. 1080p might have been fine. But all of my OBS and scenes are in 720p, so I gotta keep everything 720p. Not that bad, actually. I think it looks better than, like, having blocks everywhere sometimes. Especially if you play, like, Fortnite or anything that actually has action in it.
Lord Baroque Van Zeeks, yes. It is an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found guilty, not guilty by the courts, sooner or later, the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly?
Well, sometimes they get set on fire inside of an omnibus. That was brutal. Magnus McGilted, more like Magnus McMelted.
By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue, being set upon by a highwayman. The highwayman, bitter ache is me. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. Final destination.
It all seems a little far-fetched, really.
Really? Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit. For the time being, at least.
Not very comforting.
That's not overly reassuring.
Sometimes I just predict Capcom's writers, I swear.
If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zeeks' own hand.
No, he's a good boy. He's just bad luck.
As it happens, Miss Susato, that's quite impossible.
Would I say this is a better Sherlock Holmes game than most actual Sherlock Holmes video games? I don't know. It's hard to beat teleporting Watson. I'm sorry, teleporting Wilson. That will be the pinnacle of Sherlock Holmes games. I don't even know anything about the rest of that game. I just know about teleporting Watson, and that is... They should put that into every game that features Sherlock Holmes and Watson in any way, shape, or form. I want to see teleporting Iris Wilson. You know, what I kind of miss from the original Ace Attorney trilogy? The localizers used to put a lot of memes in the script, which you would think would just date the entire thing. But somehow it turns around to being endearing, and I can't figure out why it works so well. Like, you got Salmonella in the first game, who talks in literal leech speak, like, OMG Hacksaws! But, like, he's such a grimy fellow. How greasy is he? He's so greasy that Wendy's wouldn't serve him. He's so greasy, he doesn't need the water to be on at the water park to go down the slides. He's so greasy, he needs to keep at least 6 feet away from open flames. Freaking... They had references to Sharknado in the third game, I think. There's a character in the fourth game named Orly, and people say, like, yeah, really, Orly. Like, these outdated memes come back to you, and then you're like, oh yeah. In a way, it's nostalgic. Saying that, I wish they, like, put in a reference to Iris, like, being able to teleport somehow, because she's Iris Watson. That'd be perfect.
Oh, why?
Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi.
Of course, it would be a prosecutor that knows exactly how to put in a rock-solid alibi.
Really?
I just don't believe Zeeks is a bad guy.
It's just, rumors. And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again.
Oh yeah, it was a big thing that he came back just to be, like, opposite me, the foreigner.
That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived, when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection. And really did end bitterly indeed. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again.
Oh, Reno, I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky or incredibly unlikable.
I'd say the first one, Iris. Thank you very much. Oh. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Yes, he's racist. I'm sorry. We're doing this. Okay, we're doing this apparently. Alright. Varrock Van Racist, let's go. With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Miss Suzato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zieks seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese. I'll just say this much, there is a reason he feels that way. Like, not inherently because of racism, but just because of prior experiences he's had, which results in racism. I'm not gonna put like a bow on it and like package it up neatly. That is what it is. But he is written realistically as a character, if anybody was worried about that, if you haven't watched me play the first game.
Indeed, it is an interesting observation.
Do you know something about it? Or do you, Mr. Sholmes? Don't make it a good reason. Not necessarily, no. At the very least, though, what makes a realistic character is that they have a reason. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Definitely doesn't make it a good one. Not that there is any good reason for it.
It was about 10 years ago that Baroque Van Zieks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan.
Oh, there you go.
No!
What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened?
I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair.
He had an affair? Whoa.
Oh, but...
The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is the most deserving of your attention, I believe.
True that. Let's just focus on the here and now. Oh, Squeegee Bump looked up. 75 years is copyright. Yes, okay. That's what I thought. But there was a Copyright Extension Act in 1998, extended it by 20 years for works that met certain conditions, like Mickey Mouse, huh? And there's so many loopholes. I'm surprised, actually. I shouldn't be, but I am. That Disney was allowed to, like, extend it for that long. Only now are they, like... I think, like, only now have the court said, like, okay, Disney, you can't extend copyright any longer. And, like, stuff like Steamboat Willie was about to go into public domain, and then Disney went, like, okay, we can't copyright it, but we're gonna trademark it. And that's a loophole, and that's been allowed. Like, trademark the specific representation of Mickey Mouse in that cartoon. So, like, they're doing the same thing that Dole Estate's doing with Sherlock Holmes and going, like, the specific version of Sherlock Holmes in the later books is what we're trying to sue people for. It's all... I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, despite I'm playing as a lawyer. Anyway, T. So your T-test, is that an example of forensic science?
Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is high or inferior quality.
Not a huge number of cases, then.
Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels there.
Wow, you'd think that'd be one of the first things. I haven't even heard of them until recently. Or if you play Ace Attorney 5, you'll hear all about fingerprints.
Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course.
Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes?
There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds.
Wow. That's a little pompous of you, but I do believe it.
William Shakespeare.
Totally not copyright. Yeah, there's only 2 out of 10 previously copyrighted works for Conan Doyle. Got it. 70 years after author's death, 94 years after publication. Got it. Mickey Mouse. If Disney creates a Mickey Mouse combat mech, the combat mech can be copyrighted as a new work. All right.
No, what I'm researching is skin prints.
I think that's a thing. But, like, why wouldn't you just use fingerprints? Skin prints?
Skin prints? A nomenclature of my own design, as this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation.
Oh, brilliant, Mr. Sholmes. As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black.
I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed.
That actually sounds really useful. Can we try out some of that? Interesting how sometimes they'll go in the Ace Attorney series to the lengths of like finding loopholes in what people know about things like fingerprints and DNA evidence, just to circumvent like common notions. Like, did you guys know that fingerprints are not genetic? They are actually determined by the swirling of amniotic fluid while you're in the womb. That means that even even identical twins, not fraternal twins, of course they're different. Even identical twins do not have the same fingerprints. And that may or may not come up in Ace Attorney. Well, I think we should head back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues.
That's the spirit, Reno! See you later!
Bye-bye. Oh, look at them!
Yes, until later.
Just like a regular father and daughter, even though they ain't related. He's like a father to her now. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us.
You were?
Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action.
Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. I might.
That's not very reassuring. Your commitment astounds me. Don't worry, we'll just find him, like, hunched over a desk or, like, in a fireplace somewhere, like, all crunched up, because he does that.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival.
Don't count on it.
Bye-bye, Reno. Bye, Susie.
Oh gosh, Mr. Sholmes, the entire crime scene looks like the La Brea tar pits. Oh no! I'm sure the La Brea tar pits were around in this day and age. They just, you know, LA wasn't actually built yet. I'm thinking about LA Noire now. I think everything I've seen here has already been looked at. Oh no, wait. Lynx Genix, how you doing? Hi, hope you're doing well. How have you been? How have your streams been? Welcome to Herlock Sholmes' glorious flat. Isn't it beautiful? You know it's a genius's apartment because it's so messy. It's curious how enormous metal chest is being used as a coffee table. You mustn't look... wait. No, I've seen this already. Or maybe not? He forgets.
Never have I sold such a case, he said. He was absolutely adamant.
Sometimes I wonder if he's Sometimes I wonder if he's from another planet, don't you? Sounds about right. Oh, you're writing. In universe, Iris Wilson actually writes all the Sherlock Holmes novels. Arthur Conan Doyle is just a pen name, and it's beautiful. Iris. What am I fighting for? That's incredible concentration, that is. I find it quite remarkable how she can focus on many different things at once. Perhaps I should try drinking more herbal tea. It's all the caffeine, huh?
The blend third from the right would be good for you, Ruto.
Oh, Iris. This girl is destined for great things, I'm sure. Maybe not college, but great things. Oh, what am I thinking? Definitely college. But, like, as a professor, not as a student. Oh. Stream's been pretty good. Just hanging out with the, with our English foster family, basically. Sherlock Holmes himself. I mean, Herlock Sholmes taking our character here, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, in as if he was his own apprentice. So kind of him. Even though he does tend to, like, rip buttons off of my shirt for some reason. Mr. Sholmes seemed to be making funny faces at something on his desk. I thought he said he was going to come with us to Mr. Shamspier's room. No doubt he's preparing something, Mr. Naruhodo. Something amazing.
Tea and crumpets.
Ah, yes, preparing his, sleep schedule. And he's doing it whilst asleep! Is there no limit to this man's talents? Oh, there's a limit. 8 hours a night, maybe. Stradivarius, we looked at that. I wonder if we'll say something new about it now that Sherlock is asleep, though. This is Mr. Sholmes' famous violin. The one he found being sold for a song at the pawnbrokery. What's it called again? A Shodi something? Stradivarius. Oh yes, this wonderful instrument features in the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. It's a world-famous Stradivarius. Apparently worth millions of dollars now if you can find a real one, because there's so many fakes on the market. Which is why people are wondering, is the one he found at the pawn shop real? Or is it just a fake? I don't know. Sherlock Sholmes could be that lucky. What? Stradivarius, Mr. Naruhodo. Stragivor. Are you even trying now? We'll come back to this another time, I think. At least it's easier to say than a spade or a shovel. I can pronounce it right, but I can't get the term right. Alright, let's go somewhere else. As much as I'd love to stay in Sholmes' suite, we don't need to see every little thing. We need to investigate, huh? Oh, and maybe Mr. Garadeb knows something too. Anybody on Briar Road? First. 15 million, huh? Dang. No one here. I just wanted to see if Inspector Gregson was around. Let's talk to the Garadebs. So this is the landlord who was important in the last game. Basically, in the case that they keep referring to in this game. Like, oh yes, the case a couple of days ago. Mr. Garadeb appears to be out. Oh, I was hoping I could get his testimony. Oh well, I suppose we'll have to come back again later. Maybe after we investigate the crime scene? Quote-unquote crime scene? Calling in now, the Stradivarius is the murder weapon. Not through anything physical, or rather, he played the exact sequence and frequency of notes on it, such that it made Shamspear physically sick, and then caused him to pass out from the pain in his eardrums, and that looked like poison. Gotta be. 22nd February, Mr. Natsumi's lodging, ground floor. Oh, Gregson! Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Not really. I don't know as much as the Phoenix Wright games actually portray, because at this point, I'm just playing detective myself. But, you know, I've been on jury duty once, and it did kind of feel like both the... It was a civil case. Both the, was it plaintiff and the defense attorney? Both lawyers, like, went to the scene of the event and, like, did all the research they could. They took measurements. It was a traffic accident case, so, like, they took measurements. One of them, like, took an actual slab of highway divider, like those little barricade things, and then took it into the courtroom to model what happened. That was kind of insane how much they went to the efforts of making evidence.
Yeah, I know the score.
Oh yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With a tea in it? Oh no, I'm assuming if Shamspear was allowed to walk around, he must have hid it.
Yeah, we found it all right. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
Oh, no way, never mind, we're good. I knew it.
It's with the identification section of the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today. These results should be available later today.
That's wonderful news, thank you.
Well. Pretty impressive performance you got this morning.
Sorry?
Nothing, forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here.
The length some people will go. I mean, it ended up being like a $10 million lawsuit. Like, that was the amount we as the jury decided. So, hey, what did I just say? You know, I like this DLC outfit for him. It's easier to notice. I got stuck in the first game, if anybody looked back at those VODs. Because I literally just didn't notice Sholmes just appear in a window. Because he's not even moving. I didn't even realize he was alive. Sir, he joined up with us after all. Took you a minute to realize. I had a hint because I had the DLC costume. Oh, I stood out like a pink thumb. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? Sholmes practices playing his violin. Next case, his victim drops dead from the song. Well, whenever he plays it in-game, it's horrifying to the ears.
What a question indeed! Was it not your good self who had asked me to attend the scene?
Yes, no, yes.
Oi! What are you doing here, Sholmes? I'm the detective on this case.
What are you up to over there? What are you doing here?
Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems.
Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised? Susato, I love your enthusiasm for Sholmes, but sometimes maybe dial it down a little bit or else you're gonna inflate his ego. And judging from the poofiness of his hair, it's already pretty inflated.
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam.
Are we going? Oh! I just realized he puts on the mask in the DLC costume to be like when he's putting on his goggles. I like it. Oh, he's looking just like Yusuke Kitagawa in Persona 5. What's all this? Whoa! Yo, we got flowers.
All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo.
I like it. He built it into the fox mask.
Ah, gun! Herlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun.
Gun? How does it work, Sholmes?
Well, I just point the gun at someone and ask them, did you touch this? And if they say yes, then they touched it.
Dang. So it makes them tell the truth?
No, it scares the bejeebus out of them.
What the? Oh, sure, you screw on your silencer and everything.
Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. Technology, a gun, run.
A sample from Mr. Shamspear's cup?
Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches.
Yeah, but he owns both of the cups, so shouldn't both of them just test positive anyway? Unless, did Soseki bring the cups?
A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. I shall use the powers of intuition, deduction, and this gun I invented, by liberally spraying the room with this chemical. Everything on the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles.
It's kind of like luminol, except not blood, but just your own skin secretions.
Here, try them on.
Oh, yeah, they're just straight up doing the luminol detector thing.
There. Now spray the chemical indicator about all will be revealed.
Spray? How do I do that exactly?
Use the touchscreen.
Sir, Mr. Sholmes, we're not on a 3DS anymore.
Oh. Aren't you playing it on a phone? Phones are touchscreens.
No, this is the Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switches have touchscreens,
But I'm playing docked.
okay, fine. Then just press A on the area you're interested in. That's all that's required. Like this.
You know, you'd think they'd just be glowing.
Oh, what is that stuff? It's like fog. A suspension of the chemical indicator on a pressurized gas. It's the most effective way to cover a large area.
Local Sholmes fumigates into a whole crime scene for funds. More at 11. Yeah, the entire thing just glows, and I can't see because it's so bright.
That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea.
As you do.
Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victims and movements on the night in question.
Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. He's been around Sholmes so much, that Ryunosuke chap. He starts to think in Sholmes' voice.
Curare.
Spray all the things. Maybe the gas meter. That'll definitely glow a little bit. Chair. Oh, they look like handprints too. And the cheese. I mean, not the cheese, the soap. Lemonade Cafe. What's up, Haru? Welcome to me spraying my solution absolutely everywhere. I assure you, it's all for the investigation. It's all up to par. These suspicious stains everywhere. There must have been a lot of ghosts up in here. There's so much ectoplasm. Whoa! There's so many over there. Is that a... Oh, is there a secret safe in there or something? A poison safe? Look, there are dozens of handprints here.
So there are. A great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact.
Just spray Inspector Gregson. Sir, Inspector Gregson, it shows here that William Shakespeare has had his hands all over you.
Well, that's for adults to talk about, and for you to never find out. Okay, I assure you it's not important to the case at all.
I am Ma Paola. Welcome on in. Thanks for the raid. Welcome on in. El Papa Paola. I am a Papalo. Hello, welcome raiders. How you doing? Thanks for the raid. Let me give you a shout out. If I can. Or is it Llama? Welcome on in. Ocarina of Time. Another 3DS game. Hope you had a fun time. And as with all raids, I will warn, if you haven't played The Great Ace Attorney 1, this is The Great Ace Attorney 2. I can't say on Twitch I'm playing 2, it's just the collection. So if you don't want spoilers, feel free to drop on out, but thanks for coming along on the raid, and I hope you had a fun time with Ocarina of Time. We got William Shakespeare in the chat, himself. Life's but a walking shadow. And Kukos Mostro, welcome on in. Jazzy Spazzy, hello, welcome. Hope you had a good time. Just playing with some Kukos and Ocarina, heck yeah. Hope it was good. I love Ocarina. I am playing Skyward Sword on the latter half of the weeks. And I hope it was good. Welcome on in, enjoy your lurk, and enjoy the dulcet tones of my voice. It sends a chill down my spine. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture? Or, you know, he was leaning against the wall. Oh, no. I will go no further. You make up your own ideas. This is a PG-13 stream.
Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene, after all.
And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel. He just really wants to inspect the brush strokes, make sure it's, genuine. Oh, very true, Miss Susato. It's a bit of a mystery, then. It's a bit of a mystery. No, we gotta take a look at that later. Let's spray some more. Anything else that looks kind of weird? He does grab this box, it looks like. The candle's got a little bit on it. What else? The teapot? Chair. Costumes, stuff on the shelves. Oh, you know, there's this floorboard that looked loose, I bet.
Yeah! Yeah! I knew it!
Ah, there's something under there. Oh, look at all this here.
Ah, yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints.
Didn't know chickens could stream. Well, welcome to your first one. If you guys don't know me, my name is Chris. I like to play RPGs, Nintendo games, and the occasional visual novel. Enjoy. I've been excited for this game ever since playing the fan translation, and I'm having a fun time. Hope you do too. Why are so many of them on the floor in this one spot?
Ooh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here.
And just like slap the ground a little bit. There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there? This is where he likes to practice handstands.
I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over.
That's you, Sholmes. I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes.
Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor.
Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over the room, didn't we? Oh, it's leaving all this residue. It's all oily.
Yes, it is a side effect.
It won't cause any permanent damage, will it?
Oh no, it will disintegrate anything it touches. It's wholly destructive.
But then we can't oh, Sholmes! We can't submit any of this as evidence now if it's reduced to a puddle.
Oh, it's okay. You have my testimony.
We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say.
It's here, under the floorboards.
The handprints on the floor there, and on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment. What is it, Mrs. Zato? I love that the 3D models allow them to just be in the room. Just physically. Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out. What are the... You mean... It's a secret hiding place.
Oh, damn. Excellent work, Mrs. Zato. I couldn't have done it better myself. So I will take all the credit. It was my formula after all. So what do we have in here?
Looking kinda sus.
Oi! What are you lot doing?
No, he's not yelling. He's just like,
Oi! What are you lot doing?
Inspector Gregson.
Stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate that. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips whilst we dig around the floor there. Your fancy talk's putting me off my food anyway, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need.
To prove my defendant's innocence, right? Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find! Like, I'd imagine, like, that's the kind of thing you'd find in a ninja house. Like, the beginning of the Mortal Kombat movie where, like, the baby got hid under the floor. It's not a hiding place you can make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw to Tommy, Matt. But ninjas, though. No, I know. But I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there, too. Aren't you curious? Oh! Sasato! Wait a minute. I'll investigate at once. At once! What's up with their outfits? It's the DLC. I turned it on because we've already gotten some time to look at them. So, pretty good. Can we get a shout out for New Wiki as well? Standard warning, if you don't want spoilers for Great Ace Attorney 1, this is the second game actually, so feel free to drop out. Thank you for the raid, hope you all are doing well. And New Wiki was playing Dragon Quest X, I happen to know. I have said someday I'll play it. Not soon, I don't have time soon. But I really want to play it. Especially with that mod that like translates the text in real time, it's so cool. Hope you had a good time. What do you do in Dragon Quest X New Wiki? Do you like do raids, or is there like some awesome story? I hope both. Hope you had a fun time. Hope you're well. And hope you had a good stream. If anybody's coming in that knows me, I play Nintendo games. My name is Chris, Ace Attorney. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall. What? No, that can't be right. What about the picture itself? Why would he look there? Oh, wait. You know, it's right under the lamp. Maybe if you heat it up, it does something? How disappointing. But then, how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that. No, maybe like... There you are, a print for you. Thanks for the photo. The photograph of the handprints on the wall has been entered into the court record. I'm thinking he stands on the box, he puts his hands on the wall to steady himself, and then maybe he unscrews the gas lamp, and then behind it there's like an alternate hiding place for stuff. Maybe. Oh, thank you very much. His invention can make prints too? This was before we found out that Herlock Sholmes invented the security camera. Now then, I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there. I'm desperate to know! So am I! Just look at Gregson over here, just... It looks like he's, furiously apologizing. Like he's doing his best Dr. Wily impression at the end of a Mega Man game. Please, Mega Man! Please do not kill me! It is against your directive to kill a person. No, forgive me, I promise not to be bad again. Nah, spoilers. Wily always returns to his evil deeds. Wiki says, doing some equipment grinding, getting some good belts. Ooh, hopefully it's not the waistband. Grinding, doing that grinding. Sounds like an MMO to me. Praying to the gods of fate for good boots. Pretty good. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you made progress, I guess? I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself. How am I doing? Oh, you know, investigating, bringing swords to court, all that stuff. As you do. Thanks for asking. I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath the floorboards. Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Acquainted, he says. As Gregson files his third restraining order. Inspector Gregson, really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. Oh, that's pretty sad. Well, I gave it a shot. No, I suppose not. Sholmes, are you okay? I thought what we had was special. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. I killed to know what was underneath that floorboard. We just get him out of there, right? Did you do it? Not the butler. Origination was the butler. How you doing, Ori? How was your stream? How was Bravely Default? Hope you had a fun time. Welcome to Inspector Gregson. I love him. I love doing his voice. And Detective Sholmes. Herlock Sholmes, of course. Alright then. Fair's fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in. Really, Inspector? Thank you. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. More like a fishy chip. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? Everything, really. What I want to know is where you get your fish and chips. It looks good.
Well, you can't have any.
Yeah, that's why I just want to go buy some for myself. I just want to know.
No, you can't go. My favourite fish and chip stand only sells for breakfast every day. I stock up in the morning and make it last all day and night. Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving up time in the Manchester.
How terrible. I see him in the clipping barely. He looks. Oh my god! He kinda looked, no, I don't want him to look like... He kinda looks like Yangus from Dragon Quest VIII. A little bit. It's the round face and the sunken eyes. Although this chap is more egg-like. No, I can't. No, Yangus is a good boy. He would never go to jail. Yangus.
Oh my god, Yangus.
I am kind of like somewhat calling upon the powers of Yangus's voice actor to do Gregson's voice just a little bit.
Just a little bit, Gov. Hey, Gov. It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see.
Not Yangus!
But nature got to him first.
The resemblance is odd, weird. Welcome on in, Min Man. Oh my goodness! He committed a capital offense! He would? Okay, you know what? Yangus would, but he wouldn't get caught. That's the thing.
Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work into burglars and murder. And they say the hoard he'd knocked off was worth about £1,000.
A hoard? Of treasure, you mean?
Jewelry and the like. But he hidden it somewhere and no one knows where. And now he's dead.
Okay, the voice is getting farther and farther from Yangus, so I apologize.
The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost in retail, or something such was the headline.
What a diet plan. People be like, Americans losing 100 pounds. Happy! British people losing 100 pounds. Sad.
Does it not strike you, though?
Yeah, I was just saying, Susato, Sholmes, and even Ryunosuke, but you don't see it because he's in first person. They're all wearing their DLC outfits. Hold on, I got the description here. In the images, don't mind all the pictures of Dragon Quest. Oh, remember this? Good times. Let's see, we got Iris's homemade suit. Look at how dapper it is. It's like it's like the clothes that she makes for Sherlock too. Herlock. Iris's homemade dress. Got a nice little steampunky look to it. I like the pants. And Sholmes' Japanese jumble mix. The mask has goggles in it.
Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor?
Yo, he looks good. This is one of the things that makes me sad that conventions aren't happening, because you see tons of people wearing those exact outfits now that this game is out. Man, I'm sad. I heard that TwitchCon might be moving to December though. Like it might actually happen this year. If it does, I don't know. Maybe I could put on the homemade suit. Maybe I could put on Iris's homemade dress. What?
I suppose now that you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we've got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up.
The Capital Offender Act enters the court record. Died of illness in prison. Illness or maybe poisoning. Sentenced to death, huh? But why? You don't think William Shamspeare is Selden, but like he lost a butt ton of weight, got into acting so he could have a million disguises, and then like faked his own death in order to escape prison? Well, not in that order, backwards order.
So this is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me.
Who is that? Oh, that is... But why? That's the man that was painted by Miss Green. And Mr. Garadeb.
Yes, it would have had to have been taken on the street in front of the house here.
And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garadeb, the landlord, of course. But who is the young man on the right? Mr. Garadeb's son, perhaps? They had a son? Larry, what's up? Oh, I was answering your question. Yeah. Hope you're doing good. How you doing, Larry? How was Intergrade on your new PS5? What are you gonna get now that you have one, by the way, if I may ask? Because my PS5 is currently unhooked and on the floor of my living room. Because I do not need it taking up the large amount of space it does in my gaming setup right now. Because I have nothing to play on it.
Perhaps you can take their print if you like.
Really? Are you sure?
We can presume, therefore, that the Yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is.
Meanwhile, I have to just run. I just have to like run around showing the picture to everyone, just like Domon Cashew from G Gundam. Do you know the identity of this man? Is that true?
Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes.
Detective Gumshoey is not. The sad part is that the Inspector Gregson is actually competent.
My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out.
Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. It was a joke, Sholmes.
All the more reason I'm not telling you.
I can tell he's putting him at wit's end. A dismal failure. Once again. Yes, I heard. Once again. The hidden photograph has been entered into the court record. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamster himself isn't in it.
Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garadeb was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it.
To someone? Well, what about the box? Was it someone's lunch? Yo, it's a limited edition Steel Samurai lunchbox. Wow, the Steel Samurai hasn't even been invented yet. Yes, it's based on the actual Steel Samurai of Japanese legend.
Now this tin box looks interesting, don't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you own it?
I don't know. It has cabiyas in it. Kabiya? Baby. It has babies in it. See, the top says Bab.
If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised.
There's babies in that box. Oh my gosh, it's a little baby. No.
Yeah, if only enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shakespeare, give us a clue, man!
Maybe the box itself is a clue? You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, no, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box. Yes, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside. Oh. I dance to hide the pain. Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder. Yo, check it closely, Yurinosuke. It might be one of those escape room trick boxes where there's a secret compartment under the lid. Wagahai! Cat! Why? Yo, what's Morgana doing here? Telling me to go sleep? Why is it empty? Maybe it used to have poison in it? Oh, look! It's that lovely little kitty cat! What was its name? Wagahai. It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. Ah! There you go. Wagahai wa nakaderu. I wonder how he got in here. Clever cat. Look, he's got a little bow tie. Oh. Well, ain't this the fanciest, dapperest little feline you ever did see? Ready to go palico hunting in Monster Hunter. Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai, here's something delicious I brought for you from the Cat's Meat Man. The Cat's Meat Man? You specifically bought meat for the cat? Whoa. Oh! Oh! good calico. Wow, a male calico. That's actually rare. It's possible, but very unlikely. Isn't it like, wait, 1 in 3 chance? 1 in 4 chance? Cats eat chickens. Everybody eats chickens. That's how you know chicken's pretty good.
He couldn't be happier now, look.
And I'm happy now, too.
I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too.
What? Look at he. Whoa, whoa, go Waghai, go! Look, all these chickens to hunt. Let's feed the peeps. Oh, you know what, you're right. You know who doesn't eat chicken? Asogi. Eat your chicken, Asogi. Nobody who didn't see the first game will not get that, and it makes me so sad. Guys, go watch my VODs of at least the first 2 cases of this series, of the first Great Ace Attorney. Or play it yourself, I highly recommend it. We gotta show Capcom that we want these games.
Meow!
That was a cheeky little meow, Wagahai. Or a cheeky little kitty cat.
Oh, but he's so adorable! I could sit and watch him forever.
I think he may not appreciate that after a while, and we have an investigation to get back to. Not a cat person, Naruhodo. I see. We looked into the floorboards. Gregson's just having a little snoop around. Takidong's playing through it. Well, as long as you're watching them play Origination, at least you can absorb some of the knowledge. Please do, it's a good game. Ah, the ill-fated teacups from which the 2 men drank on the ill-fated night, allegedly. Objection! Nice egg, Drew. What are you objecting to? Osmosis?
During their heated literary debate, yes.
Who is stronger, Romeo or Juliet? It sounds like it was quite a discussion. Drew, you're coming on in, and I wanted you to know that 2 grown men who absolutely love the works of William Shakespeare were arguing in this room last night about who would win in a fight, Romeo or Juliet, and in order to prove so, one of them donned a Romeo costume and the other donned a Juliet costume, and they actually fought each other. And you know, if that's not something that a modern day YouTuber would do for views, I don't know what. And these 2 dudes were doing it for fun. Wouldn't they have been the best of friends if not one of them being accused of murdering the other? Or attempted murder of the other? Quite the argument. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope you had a nice time. For those who don't know, Drew just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake. Can we get a shout out for Drewby? He just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I absolutely love that I can talk to somebody about it. I need to play Integrate at some point because I also have a PS5 like Larry does. So, I've been meaning to slot it in, but so many games are coming out. Someday. Drebby. That's not Drebby.
Now I think of it, I'm sure that the 2 lovers in the play ended their lives with poison.
Yeah, how about that? What a quinky dink. The fact that we're having discussion right now means that we're energetically aligned with the play Romeo and Juliet. That's fiction, Miss Susato. Let's hope it stays that way. Look at the soap. Thanks for shouting at Drew. Everybody go give him a follow. He's pretty good. Ha.
So it turns out that Mr. Shamster wasn't eating the soap at all.
Yes.
That's right. The mystery of why he had it on a plate was holding a fork in his hand is solved.
Yeah, but why the plate? Like, you need the fork to get that little coin out, but why the plate? To catch any spilt tea?
Yes, to prise his latest ice coin out of its mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in 2.
It certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce.
Soap!
I heard of eating soap base, but this is ridiculous. The sun never shines. The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked-up window.
Yet with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap outside, can't you?
Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Susato.
Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ooh. Let's not. Who's Draby? You know, if Druby followed the life path of Drebin from Metal Gear Solid 4, selling jailbroken weapons on the black market. I need to replay Metal Gear Solid 4 at some point. I realized that my computer is good enough to emulate it, and that scares me a little bit. Because back in 2006, we're all like, the cell processor! You could never emulate this thing, it's so advanced! The military is using it as computers! And now it's just, yeah, you know, I do be running MGS4 on my 5950X Ryzen 9. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh. I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick. Yeah.
That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change.
Then you go to the bank?
London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-san and I are going to make it to spring.
Oh.
That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove.
I'm sure that Mr. Sholmes will let us cuddle up by the fire. Platonically, of course.
Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there. Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted, as you established in court this morning. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it? Mr. Shamsbury must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose. It was an ingenious idea, and I'll give him that.
I was playing some of the unused music they have in the music player. And there was this really, like, hard-boiled detective sounding alternative investigation theme. Like, this one sounds like it's something straight out of Professor Layton, and I love how much it fits. Like, you got that little accordion and everything. But the theme that they used to have really sounded like it's straight out of, I don't know, Detective Gumshoe if he had his own spin-off game. And Capcom made music just for him. And now I'm sad because we don't have a Detective Gumshoe spin-off game. I am so sorry. I've just ruined the hopes of every Ace Attorney fan in the entire chat.
This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think, isn't it? Isn't it?
Beware of that gallery, 'tis rife with spoilers. Yeah, I'm trying not to look at too much. Like, I'm only looking at the top few because it probably won't have too many spoilers. But I'm trying to be safe.
Where does the audience sit, though, for the nightly Shakespeare performances?
I don't know if he gets an audience.
Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office.
Hey, now there's an idea.
What? You what? Then you could practice your art every single day.
Yeah!
I'll think about it, if you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge.
Order in the court.
Well, if that would help you achieve your goal.
Susato! Oh! She would, and let's do it. Let's go. Mock trial, baby.
Who's gonna be the prosecutor, though?
We can have Iris play the role of prosecutor because I don't trust Sholmes behind the prosecutor's bench. Like, we'll make it out of cardboard and he accidentally like tries to emphatically slap it and it just destroys the whole thing.
This I have to see.
Still not know why he was reaching over that painting. There's a boarded up hole in the wall, but I guess it doesn't matter. What else is here? Costumes? I don't know what else is new. I think that might be it. I just want to make a double check pass in case I missed anything, because I do not want to have to come back here. Probably maybe talk to Mr. Garadev from here. Maybe he's back. Garadev's room.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba-ba-da. No, not yet. Prison? February, local prison cell 9. AKA Soseki's new apartment. Hey, look, you don't have to pay for gas in here at least. Man, he's been in here more than he has been in his own flat in the past week. Oh, Mr. Natsume is back! I'm sorry, AOL. I'm sorry, all Ace Attorney fans in chat.
There be no safety.
So he is. Mr. Natsume? Hello?
I am a cat. Wagahai wa nekudearu. Nekudearu.
Sorry?
I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Herlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat.
Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality! Trying to? He already has! Completely! So, what is your name then? As yet, I have no name. He's literally quoting his book. Mr. Naruhodo! No, they're speaking English right now. He hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. What is this? We're gonna unlock his psych locks? Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? Bing! Oh, please, anything but the word ping. Bing! Peely!
I am not a cat.
Oh. It worked! He's back in the real world! Susanoo, why you have to go and ruin a man's dreams like that? He was perfectly happy trying to convince himself otherwise. Probably not good for his probably not good for his overall mental health, but in the short term, it's meditation. He was astral projecting into his cat Wagahai.
What's going to become of me? No!
Operation not success.
A dismal failure. Don't answer that. It's obvious. My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate.
Mr. Natsume, no! This morning's proceedings in court prove that there's hope.
Yes, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings. Here, there, everywhere. Here, there, I find him right there. Here, there, and everywhere. Here, there, it's said to be square.
What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss.
Oh, yes, we must.
Okay. That was a bit of an uncomfortable pause. First of all, have you seen my armband, though? Have I shown you this before, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, yes, the sweet, sweet aroma of beloved homeland. It shows that the wearer is a defense lawyer. It means nothing in Great Britain, of course. Oh, but I still wear it. Oh, I know exactly how you feel, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. My Haramaki belt.
Oh, wait, I already... Okay. Man, it's hard to remember what I've already shown because it's been so long since I played the game. I'm so very sorry. But hey, it's not an Ace Attorney game unless I present my badge to everyone and everyone at all times. Why does the emote not work? I see a sad emote.
In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No. Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today, being in that courtroom was... It was the most moving experience of my life, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
You're too kind. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea just as we deduced and are analyzing it as we speak.
There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn, sworn Soseki certainty!
One of those alliterative action, argument, Aloysius. Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night?
Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot.
So William was absolutely lying about that. But maybe there was enough left over to freeze?
We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies.
Did he throw up his tea in order to make the ice? William Shakespeare.
And at the time, you were both completely fine.
As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shakespeare then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. The Thriller! Wait, where does Romeo and Juliet take place? The Thriller in Verona!
I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then.
It actually kind of worked. I'm glad that I kind of remembered that it takes place in Italy. Not you, William Shakespeare. The other William Shakespeare. The Shakespeare. Lie about this. Cows are absolutely disgusting, mate. I'd never eat a hamburger. How's that for a lie about cows? How you doing, Yellow Pikachu? Welcome on in. Here's Soseki Natsume. He's a cat, apparently.
That rotten Shakespeare, what have I ever done to him?
You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently?
I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all!
Right.
But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner.
Then you know what, Mr. Natsume?
About the soap, of course. What else?
Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend?
Oh, you know. Gas employees hate him. Find out how this actor saves money on his gas bill.
Of course I am, if I had money. I wouldn't have chosen to live a cursed existence in such accursed lodgings.
Oh yes, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you?
Exactly, in the room that I rent especially. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts that place, and it's trying to kill me!
Oh, no. Maybe Yangus McLookalike. No, Zelda? Zelda? Was that the capital offender? Capital offender. We could use a Shakespeare emote. What expression would it have? Because we already got Manoka Smug. Maybe like, something like this. Like Pagona, huh? Like, please don't find out I'm lying about myself and send me to jail. Definitely Zelda. The legend thereof. You've never eaten a chicken. Sure. Sure you haven't. Hope you had a good day, Yellow Pikachu. Hope everyone's having a good day, by the way. Question for the chat. What'd you have for dinner? Or lunch? I had this spicy beef noodle soup. That wasn't actually that spicy, but I could taste every little morsel of the beef. Okay, so I have eaten cow. And it didn't get overpowered by the spice or saltiness of the broth. But the broth didn't taste like water either. Like, I didn't know how they do it, but it's just like this perfect blend. I think it's like a type of Japanese soup. I need to find the name of it. But it was good.
Might I ask, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you'll bring scores of super soft soaps.
Soft? What about soap? Maybe I should give him some... Oh, do I have the newspaper clipping? I do. Is this the guy? Oh, he knows. Shamster had Kung Pao chicken, in fact. Min Man had chicken with some rice. Look at this. Look at everybody. I'm so proud of you. Doing what Asogi couldn't. Eating your chicken. There was a whole pepper in mine. They call that luck. Good or bad.
Sometimes I like eating the whole peppers in spicy Chinese food, but only if I'm expecting it and if I don't need to do a stream that day. Because sometimes they can get really hot. Like a fool, you ate it whole. Full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Oh. Was it Taiwanese-style spicy beef noodle soup? I don't think so. I ordered it from a Japanese restaurant. I've had it before. I know I've had it before from other Japanese restaurants, so I think it's specifically a Japanese soup. But I could be wrong. Maybe it got brought from Taiwan to Japan at some point. Because I know at some point, wasn't Taiwan also like... At some point, wasn't Taiwan owned by Japan? At one point, but now it's like its own country, but also... You know, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that. Let's stop right there. I just know there was like a big Japanese presence in Taiwan at one point. Your chashu don? Oh, you guys are eating so good tonight. Your mouth was full of sound and fury, verily. Not nary a milk nearby. What's this? What's this? It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamsu's room. So he knew, didn't he? Sorry? About this man, Sheldon. Sheldon? Oh! That's why he'd be looking like an egg. A convicted killer and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. Like Egbert Benedict. What? He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable mustache-maligned Japanese man! Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Squidgy's gotta go. Have a good night, Squidgy. Hope you enjoyed, and you end up playing this yourself or watching later. Welcome back, future Squidgy Bump. Have a good night. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. Y'all, if you don't know, there's a character in the first grade Ace Attorney named Egg Benedict. I am not making this up. Although he did make it up, because it was actually a fake name. But he just went around introducing himself as Egg. Eggert Benedict is, I think, what... No, Eggard. Eggard? Something like that is what they ended up naming him in the official localization. That Sheldon man was arrested by your... And at that time he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garadev's house. What? He lived where you do now? That's right, yes. Exactly where I live now. In my very room. Eggert, there you go. I actually had a professor in college named Eggert, so that is a name that I know. So I accept it. That's a real name. Oh my, your room is previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense? But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. That wasn't that long ago. And that's when it started. The curse! What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? I wonder, is it just flickering lights? It already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. The man who rented it after Sheldon, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. A locked room mystery, eh? Well, if I know anything about Kyoko Kirigiri, she taught me a thing or two about those. I forgot all about him. Oops. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. Was one of the most legendary moments of the streamer's history. Onceforth, he introduced himself as Egg Benedict. Egg! You know, that professor we used to call him Dr. Eggman. Because he was a professor. His name was Egg. Yeah, call him Dr. Eggman. With the utmost respect, mind you. Let's see. If I can just, let me just...
search up Danganronpa locked room. There's like 3 tenants of a locked room mystery. Something like that. There's like this method you go through to figure out, like, okay, what are the possibilities? They basically go like, it was suicide, or the killer was still in the room, or and then escaped right after, or like the perpetrator found a way to lock the room after leaving and making it look like it was locked from inside. Those are pretty much the only possibilities. So that's the convict's curse, is it? That's the convict's curse, is it? Yes, well, that's the start of it. Oh? Or? Miley's out of the egg sound effect that day. Egg! Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? Easy, gas leak. It's just making him go crazy. The official cause of death was asphyxia. Gas leak! Oh! Egg! When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas? Yes, gas! I only found that out after I'd signed the lease. When Mr. Garadeb came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. Yo, wow, Mr. Garadeb, you couldn't just stop yourself from... Like, why not live in peace? Well, it's like, ha, you signed it, now you gotta live in the cursed room. Sorry, nothing you can do about it. Freaking unbelievable. You know what else is unbelievable? That we're getting a raid from Still Soft Spoken. Can we get a shout out for Still Soft Spoken? Celeste, how are you doing? If you don't know Still Soft Spoken, you should go check her out. She likes to speedrun Mario Party and is absolutely adorable doing so. So, you know, give her a look-see or two. One of the first people I met on Twitch, and boy oh boy, she deserves all the love. Absolutely. Welcome to Soseki Natsume. Welcome back. I don't know if you recognize him from the first Great Ace Attorney. Gas? Gas? Thank you for the clip, Haru. Ooh. That unfortunate victim, 'twas farted to death. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. That's why he told you after. Landlord's lease, luckily legal! Luckily for Mr. Garadeb, maybe, but not so lucky for Mr. Natsume. Hope you're having a fine day, Celeste. Hope you had a fun time. I heard you had a relaxing day. Me too, as well. Worked for somehow I got things done. Thankfully, I made progress. I didn't feel like just a useless lump. So I'm liking that a lot. And I was able to eat one of my favorite beef spicy soups for dinner, for lunch actually. So I think I had a good day. And now you believe this curse is affecting you? Affecting you? It is at first. I just felt as though I was being watched all the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and try to suffocate me. That really sounds like a gas leak. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice. Yo, that's actually terrible. But why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. Yo, there is a problem, man. Dude, that's actually really bad. But that's terrible. You were right. I'm sure that's one thing a lot of people could have predicted. It's either that he thought the lights were flickering and that's a ghost, or the gas was leaking and that's a ghost. That's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. Oh, wow. That would actually mean that William Shakespeare killed the other dude by accident. Oh, that's why he's being so secretive about it. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shakespeare last night, when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident that can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the case of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garadeb's rooms? Whatever indeed. Oh man, I'm so... Oh geez. Well, first of all, I'm scared, because no new dialogue has happened, and nobody in the game has explicitly told me where to go. So at this point, I'm going to present some more evidence to see if there's anything I can glean. Mr. Natsume, do you know the person in this picture? Ah, it's been too long since I've been offered a present with that delightfully humble etiquette of our homeland. It's not for you, sir. What? What? You're too kind. I accepted gladly. No! Sorry, but I wasn't trying to give it to you, actually. Okay, I feel like this is the most important little piece. Because if Inspector Gregson won't tell me about it, then the two people I think would know something about it are Mr. Garrideb himself and Olive Green. Everything else, I don't know if we can talk to anyone specific about it. Let me just double check if I... So this is the part of Ace Attorney where a lot of people tend to get stuck, where you're just kind of moving around a lot of locations and presenting evidence to people. I don't think I can... No, yeah, Gregson's looking a little busy at the moment. Gregson be checking out the Florson. Well, I can't present him anything. Is Garrideb back? And yeah, welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome on in, Celeste. If you're just hanging on, lurking, I hope you have a good lurk. I know it might be late for you, so feel free to get ready for bed if you have nust. 22nd February, Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's room. Still haven't seen Mrs. Garrideb at all this game. I'm a little concerned. I miss her. I like her. I like how her cheeks were like... Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garrideb. Right, that's how he stirs his tea.
Right bally business it is for me, you know, getting out and about.
Yeah, like he's the one that actually has to go out and do errands when he's got a bum leg? Wow. Where are you at the Old Bailey by any chance?
Naturally, fate of my lodgings hanging in the balance and all that, not a child to miss.
The fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes. Oh heaven, oh hell, wouldst thou command me to remember?
Course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. There's the old haunted lodgings or some such.
Ah, well, at least he knows. Dude, all you gotta do, open up a haunted house every Halloween, invite people on in, charge a fee, pays for everything you lose by having a haunted house rest of the year. Capitalizing on it, man.
Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on, don't you know?
Don't you know? I can't take this seriously when there's two people in costumes on screen. Thou must remember Madame Garrideb's in jail. Oh. Oh yeah, because she technically stabbed Olive Green. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, okay, that does make sense. Oops. I still miss her though. Can we visit her cell? Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago, you were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Ooh, testifying with your wife about what happened.
Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business.
I see.
So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? Eh?
My armband. It just like drags me around from location to location as if possessed by a spirit. Mr. Garrideb, could I show you this?
Been quite a couple of days, as you can imagine. I'm afraid I'm all rather tired. Haven't really got the energy in the old eyeballs, to be honest with you.
Some other time then. Aww. No unique dialogue. Look at how, like, his robe just slides over his shoulder. So much detail in these animations. Your lodgings, your lodgers.
Teacup merely vanished.
You know, anytime an animation transitions just by having things disappear, I'm so used to it in visual novels, it doesn't even look weird to me. But when I was playing Pokemon Snap, the new Pokemon Snap, and Professor Mirror just straight up vanishes into thin air with like a gradient effect.
Where did he go? What happened?
He just prestidigitated, he disappeared.
Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor. Chap of questionable character, eh?
Fishy. Oh, Sasaki, he is pretty fishy, but still. Where he comes from has nothing to do with it, sir. He's just like that.
Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late.
Why is the rum always gone?
Thanks to that bally curse.
The convict's curse, you mean?
Heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here, then the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street.
She's not dead.
Not to mention the actor yesterday.
He's not dead.
Am I next, eh?
You're not next.
Oh, well, can't help but get the collywobbles, can you?
Collywobbles. When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shakespeare, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. No thanks to their cheap hospital.
Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, toilet, fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury.
Sholmes would love it, of course. It's more things to investigate. Just listens to the weird whisperings coming from the wall.
Oh, it's just the wind escaping through the cracks.
The weird smells.
Oh, 'tis just but a gas leak.
The strange voices in his head telling him to get out.
Oh, that's just a restraining order.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either.
What? But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here. What, do they have to like go outside for toilets? Public restrooms of some sort?
Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things, in case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir.
It's not a laughing matter, Sholmesy. Not helpful.
Heaven forgive me, the words just came to my lips.
Anyone else? Our words? Oh, jeez. Now you remember this game 2 years ago, right? It's the second one. The sequel finally came out because Capcom actually localized it. It's amazing. There's a few differences here and there. But for the most part, I can recognize the names of returning characters. Mostly because my memory is so hazy to begin with. I'm pretty sure it was Garudeb in the fan translation too. But like, maybe it was spelled slightly differently. Not sure. There's no need for that. That's right, Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy.
He is undeniably peculiar, however.
Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away?
Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped out the very same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were.
I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. You remember he was a moon man, yeah! And his wife's in jail. Oh. Omegas, thanks for the chicken. How you doing, dude? So how long has Mr. Shamsbury been lodging under your roof?
A failed actor, chap? Let me see. Oh, of course.
Man, failed actor. He's starting to sound more and more like BoJack Horseman.
Yes, it's been 3 months now, quite sure of it.
3 months, huh? Around the same time that, the convict died? Only 3 months? He's quite new here too, then.
And to what do you know your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrett, if I'd ask?
Because he signed the lease 3 months ago?
Well, it was that Selden scoundrel as it happens.
Selden? Convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shamspear have some kind of connection then? Partners in crime? Shamspear's tendency. Megas is doing good. Hey, that's good to hear. Hope you enjoy the stream, man. And have a good one. Also, I forgot what I was gonna ask. Never mind.
That convict chap, Sheldon, passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other.
Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time.
Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face. The actor fellow.
Really?
Yes, I remember it quite distinctly.
Behold, Shamspear flashback. Oh yeah, just back to his room, eh? 'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, there, Brother Shamspear, do desire to take that room on the middle floor for the while for rent.
Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant, though.
Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee.
Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
Those curls must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor is taken. It's ground floor or nothing.
Very well. We have an accord. Looks like my tale was a tale told by an idiot.
It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Yeah, sorry, don't see it.
Slap, 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 clap, clap, clap.
Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road.
Lo, a Shakespeare and Shakespeare has to celebrate. All right, man. Stop it. Stop it. You're searing my eyeballs. Look at him go. It's like he's riding a horse. Thou art so based. Based? Based on what?
From what I heard in court today, it sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in arrears with the rent, too. Yes, the fellow was a bally player, all right.
You just let him live here without rent? Dude, didn't you need, like, a down payment? Down payment. It's not a house. Didn't you need, like, what's it called? I forgot. Deposit. There you go. Yeah, it's been so long since I've, like, entered a rental agreement. Been here for a while already.
Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrett. We are most grateful.
By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Oh, I forgot about this animation. Look at him.
Give me my robe, put on my crown. I've immortal longings in me.
Immortal longings? What's happened to you? You're acting stranger than usual.
Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines.
Is it? From what play? Tell me. I wish to divulge my own learning of this subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then? Maybe ones I know? Look, I know Naruhodo's a English student, but maybe he hasn't read everything. I came here for a very specific thing, and that's to show you this photograph. Take a look at this photograph. Mr. Garrett, could I ask you to look at this photograph? That is a joke from every single Ace Attorney Let's Player. They all have it in common, and you know what? We share that brain cell. And I'm proud of it. Is that your son with you there?
No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Duncan Ross.
Okay, so, painter. I'm assuming Ross as in Bob Ross. But what about Duncan? Like dunking your paintbrush in paint? I'm assuming? just dunk your paintbrush in there and beat the devil out of it.
A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot. Just for kicks, really.
Was he by any chance the lodger before, Mr. Natsume? Oh. If he is, then...
Yes, that's right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. F in the chat for Duncan Ross. Just 1 month. Duncan Ross is another Sherlock Holmes reference. Oh! Now question. Was that the reference in Japanese? Maybe it's a double reference. Like Duncan Ross is a Sherlock Holmes character name, and in order to make it a double reference, you make him a painter like Bob Ross. Thanks for the S in chat.
Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say.
Only Ross you know is Drugi Ross. Cool story, Bob.
Yes, young Duncan laid in the room on the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap.
Would you mind telling us some more about him? Wing! Diddle-doo. Bing! You know? In the same way that Dragon Quest keeps all of the NES sound effects, it's hilarious and also nostalgic to me that every Ace Attorney game so far has also kept the little Game Boy Advance beep, 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 beep.
Yes, Duncan Ross, young chap was attending art school. Had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago, after that criminal Sheldon was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them.
So, cheap rent. Again. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes. There we go.
Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching for the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. Though sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. Smell of gas that alerted me it was.
Yeah, okay. More gas leaks.
Ah, yes. Synonymous with the smell of death.
You know, probably for a reason.
Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, we all badly collapsed.
Ooh. Proper protocols and whatnot. Put on your gas mask. Because of the gas?
Yes. Room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed.
So Mr. Ross suffocated to death. Oh. I can't think of I can think of more horrifying ways to go, but that's just a scary way to go. Because you don't suffer as much. You just slowly suffocate. You just watch your own consciousness fade away, knowing that you're losing... I'm not going to talk about it. It's just... I got the chills.
Of course, the police gave me a sound checking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it sent me back to have the lot replaced all over the house.
Oh, so it's all new then. Then why would it leak again? But even after you had all the work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night while he's asleep in bed.
Well, that's the bally curse. The convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now.
Someone's feeling defensive. And I thought I was the defense attorney.
Ah, that reminds me, actually.
Yes?
About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady.
Ooh. Ross, Green, forever together. Now no more. No wonder Green is so depressed. Oh. A love letter, you mean?
Yes. Where did I put it now?
Sad if...
Ah, here it is. Left it on my desk. If you'll excuse me. Let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart, Olive Green.
No? Yes? Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence?
Well, at least did.
Sure, Larlock.
My dear Miss Susato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading will, if you'll excuse me. Now, may I be excused?
I will not excuse you, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Sholmes? No.
Get my name right, at least. Sadly, he didn't address it, so I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really.
I see.
I see. I see. I see. I see.
I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see.
That's going to play on my mind.
I also see this.
But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case.
Doesn't it?
I think we should leave well alone. Yes, I suppose you're right. Let me just tuck this into my pocket for potential evidence later.
Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there's a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Then it is addressed. Well, not really.
Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once.
But you see, my undying love to you, my colorful darling. Olive Green.
Dun dun dun!
Deja vu!
Olive Green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged to her back outside the house 5 days ago? The victim of the last case of Seki-san was in Kofor, who regained consciousness only yesterday. I must explain to this all in my own mind, just so I remember to remember it. Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean?
Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Miss Susato.
Dang! There's no way we're done. We gotta go talk to Olive about this. Nothing new? Thank you for the tips, Mr. Garadeb. Now we're Garagon out of here. That's a terrible pun. I am sorry. It is late. All right. Hospital. Oh, she was just about to get dismissed, though. Oh, I hope we haven't missed her. Come on. Let's go. Faster. Her belongings are still here. I can only assume that means she's still here? 22nd Feb. St. Bart Hosp Ward. Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves... Uh-huh! What is it? No. I'm scared. I am very scared. Okay, I'm not scared anymore. Wait, what are you drinking? Stop! Miss Green? No, she was not about to... What do you mean? It's okay, Green, it's okay! We got you, just calm down. What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. Hey. Oh, one moment. I'll be with you in a jiffy. No? Hey.
Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here?
I don't want to think about what that was.
The doctor has said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together.
Chancellor, I did see that there was an achievement related to this room, so I do know about that, actually.
Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed me, that's all.
I'm gonna have to see that prescription. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you if that's alright.
I don't really have anything else to tell you.
Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can coax something out of her. Bum 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 ba-dum, 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 bum 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 ba-dum. What is this? This is the bottle that Miss Green was just about to drink from when we arrived.
Yes, she looked rather preoccupied, didn't she?
Please tell me something's kosher in here. What if it's just tea? Herlock, where's that little thing that turns it all black and tar-like? Perhaps it's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine.
I suppose that could be it.
In fact, whenever a doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. Ryunosuke, that's horrible.
Oh no!
Well, if you have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it? No! That can actually just, like, destroy your entire liver. Sir?
Oh dear. I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment.
Down in one. Oh, we have learned something very scary about Naruhodo. How is this man alive? He's got that right family luck, it seems. Naruhodo family luck? You know, if anybody remembers, you know what? Actually, it's not in the VODs. So if anybody happened to be around while I was streaming the first game, there was a point where we watched the little promotional videos that Capcom made to, like trailers for the Great Ace Attorney that aren't canon. And there's one where Phoenix Wright, or rather, Ryuichi Naruhodo, as he's known in Japan, stands in court across from Ryunosuke Naruhodo, who for some reason happens to be the prosecutor. And they're like, why do you look so familiar? It's like I already know you. How about let's introduce ourselves at the same time? And they're like, 3, 2, 1. Naruhodo Ryuichi Ryunosuke. What? Naruhodo family name? Wow, that's so weird. Are we related somehow? They have that video in this game collection, but they subtitle it, and it doesn't make sense anymore. Because they talk over each other and they say like, Naruhodo Ryunosuke, Phoenix Wright. What? We have the same last name? Yeah, sure. Yeah, you know, maybe when they... It's one of those things where when a family immigrates to America, they take a name that is like a translation of their family name and then make that their family name, which does happen, by the way. So they're like, Naruhodo means I understand. I understand means, that's right. My last name will be right forever now more in the Americas. Imagine if it was a backwards explanation for why the pun still works. What about the letter? Which probably is very private. This is the car that Miss Green was looking at so intently before, isn't it?
Mr. Naruhodo, we shouldn't be peeking at a young woman's private effects.
Right, I should have saved peeking for gentlemen's effects only. Oh? Oh my?
You mustn't do that either.
And maybe you, Miss Susato, shouldn't be peeking into a young man's mind either, Oh! Okay. Sometimes they do these little gags where the assistant can actually hear the main character's thoughts. And I have to, like, double take whenever it happens. I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't that not speech? Wasn't that not spoken out loud? Alright, looks like Viridian's ready for a chit-chat. Hospital discharge, which just sounds like they found some, like, nasty bodily fluid in the hospital. You know, in the biohazard waste bins. What is that? Oh, you know, that's the hospital discharge. It's a wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green.
Oh, yes, Irene. Thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. No, people like me, anyway.
You don't waste space. Green. Wait. Oh, wait a minute. So, okay, wait, so... If the key around Green's neck is possibly the key to... the Dunkin' Donuts' apartment, then
possibly, maybe, the keys are universal to every room in the Garadeb apartment. So, like, maybe it could have also opened Shamspier's room? I don't know, just theories.
I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably should just stand here and chat.
She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. Well,
Maybe this will make you talk.
my armband! Miss Green, about this.
Could you hold that there for a moment? Don't move.
You gonna paint it? Sorry?
No, the aesthetics are all wrong.
Hey, I think it's pretty. Is it wrong that I feel so thoroughly rejected? Nah. That's how I feel every day, Ryunosuke. What? Look at this hidden photograph. Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Could make it seem to be the hospital itself is discharging. Whoa! You're still tripped out about the giant rat. He's a friend. His name is Maurice Mouse, and he actually owns a boat. It's called the Steamship William. Mr. Duncan Ross, you knew him, didn't you? Oh God. Hey, wait a minute.
What is that? Is that... It's blood!
No, this isn't Danganronpa. Oh no, I'm so sorry! The bottle of medicine fell down when she did. The Shamship William. Oh, Miss Green, are you alright? Murphy Mouse, huh? No, I don't want to get too close to being sued. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that.
No, it's all right. I just wasn't expecting it.
I wasn't expecting it either.
But how do you know about Duncan?
Oh, I know about you and Duncan. You were dunking his donuts, weren't you?
Mr. Ross has been writing a letter.
Sometimes I'm glad that you guys can't see my webcam.
Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter. To you.
It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan, a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day.
And the two of you became romantically involved.
Yes, that's right.
Her, hair be looking like a paintbrush, though. Ah, I wonder what is that? It's like a gear on the, little band holding it.
Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually.
Oh, it just keeps getting sadder and sadder. Fiance killed by a sham. That's my running theory. I'm not sure yet. Allegedly.
That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding.
And that's what led him to Mr. Garadeb's.
Yes. He told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End.
I seem to recall that the witnesses in the case about Miss Green's stabbing were also, like, had a theme of lovers. A patrolman named Pat and his lover Rolla. Don't know if that's the names they went with. Could have just been Pat and Roll. Patrol!
And then 1 month ago, that's what had happened.
We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green.
Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose.
Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad. I was starting to think that's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her.
Rolly and Patricia. Oh, they kind of flipped it around. It's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, they kept the spirit. They just moved it around a bit. Rolly, though. Roly poly holy.
I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... Get out! Would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. course, we'll be on our way.
Mr. Naruhodo!
Or alternatively, if it's Sholmes, Mr. Naruhodo! There it's Sholmes. Spin!
Surely you are not about to leave.
That's quite out of the question.
The rat is dead! The rat is dead! Oh no! Oh my god, Murphy! Murphy, no! Why?
Why do the good die so young? Jeez, dude. So, okay, it's red. Oh, no. Dude didn't use tea to make his soap coin. He used poison.
Oh god, what were you about to do, Olive?
But, Mr. Sholmes, I didn't realize you were here.
But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows, as always.
I like to think Sholmes just stalks Ryunosuke everywhere he goes. It's only the times he happens to notice him, like, skulking in the windows and the desks that he actually goes and talks to him. We'll make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about?
Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Mrs. Zato, is this. Why do we bake cookies and cook bacon? It puzzles the mind. Also, why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing a case before it happens? That is what sets a great detective apart.
People actually talk about that in policing, and there's, like, ethical concerns. Because, like, if it gets to the point where you can read a person's mind and guess if they're about to commit a crime, do you put them in jail because they were about to commit a crime? Or if they're just, like, thinking about it but weren't going to actually do it, then, like, is that falsely incarcerating them? There's like a line there. Like, you have to be absolutely sure about your thought detection methods and whatnot. It's not like it's a gray line. It's a gray line for sure. What do you mean? Definitely line.
There's a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening, with nothing but careful observation.
And deductive theater? Deductive theater. Come on, I want theater. All right.
All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look, and you cannot fail to see.
You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you can. I'ma look at this dead rat. Oh my gosh, this rat is dead. This mouse seems to be dead. Look! I didn't notice it there before, did you? One thing, you shouldn't actually use poisons on mice and rats if you aren't going to, like, dispose of the body properly. Like, because what tends to happen is if people use rat poison, say, to get rid of a mouse infestation, and they either kind of let the dead mouse and rats either stink up their place or, like, they find the bodies and just toss them in the trash, what happens is they get thrown into a dump or, like, they don't get disposed of properly. And wild animals like owls, predators, other rats, scavengers, they get into the dead rats and then they get poisoned by the poison still in the rat. It's bad for the food chain, it's bad for the environment. That's why rat poisons are not good. So let's give this rat a proper burial. I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. Olive? But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived. You don't think?
Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of this scene. That of a tragedy about to take place.
Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before was spilled out onto the floor, and the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Don't worry. I will tend to the mouse presently. Okay. I was also worried about Olive, you know, emotionally. Oh, okay. You go do that, Susato.
Miss Green, were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life?
Jeez, dude. Ace Attorney, man. As much as these characters are caricatures, it gets heavy at times. A lot of times. Once we'd left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison? Romeo and Juliet.
No!
Miss Green, please! Please talk to us! Miss Green? Miss Green, please. It's important. Oh!
10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would have not enjoyed this most delightful conversation.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we wouldn't enjoy, Sholmes.
Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green.
I feel so sorry for you, Green.
Actually, in a way, now that everything is out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted.
Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine?
Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out when he wasn't looking.
What? So that's just regular hospital medicine, but probably not to be taken in such high dosage.
It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains.
I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought, if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow.
No, that is not the answer. Guys, I just gotta be real for a second. If you need help, there are resources out there that are available to you. I wish I had a link or something, but there are other answers, and always remember that there is someone out there that cares for you, whether you believe it or not. There is a light.
Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things.
Well, it seems clear now that it does contain poison.
Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no! Oh, it's all my fault! What have I done?
I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I'll take it you have no objection.
No, none.
Alright then, I guess we're done with that line of questioning. I don't think I should present anything else, but I also don't know what's going to advance the story at this point. I'm just thinking, where else have I gone? Maybe go back to Sholmes' place? I haven't been... we're gonna let Viridian just, well, now that the poison's been taken away, well, maybe we'll read this. Definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with her hand in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere.
Yes,
It may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it. Oh, never mind. Alright, okay. We need to talk. We need to talk. Maybe that'll help calm you down. Neither the sender's name or address appear to be written on the envelope of the card.
It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in hospital there.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Oh? Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It's a matter of utmost importance. Huh. Just so happened she got interrupted on the way there. Wait a minute. 17th? Of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. And 5 p.m.?
It's precisely the time when the incident occurred.
Oh.
The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub in the northern corner of Briar Road.
Yo, question for the chat. You ever been to an English pub? I've watched At World's End, if that's close enough. But I have gone to a quote-unquote English pub in Japan. Kind of funny that. Like, it's definitely styled after, like, a British building, and they prided themselves on being able to speak English there. They had, like, Union Jacks all over the place. They were watching English TV inside there. They played darts. It was a fun place to hang out. I got some fish and chips, actually. Inspector Gregson would have loved it there. And there was actually a little, like... They had... Because it was so popular with foreigners, they actually had a little place above the bar where you could... if you had a business card or something, you could tape it up and just kind of leave your mark, like, leave evidence that you've been there. Like, if you've been there on a trip. So, if... Assuming everything, like, nothing bad happened to the place, like it didn't close down or anything, I put my business card up there when I visited Japan in 2017. So, yeah, no. If somehow you figured out my full name and went to the exact pub I went to in Japan and found my business card, then congratulations, you are an ace detective along the likes of Herlock Sholmes himself. Please do not leak my identity. But it's up there. Yeah. Did the fish and chips come wrapped in newspaper? Actually, yeah, it had, like, fake newspaper, like, wax paper under it. Wait, I'm William Shakespeare. I'm supposed to be British. What the heck? Never been to England. Of course, this was before, your shire got annexed by the Queen. Of course. It was just a territory then. Briar Road, being the street that Mr. Garadev's house is on. Does this mean that... Omega says, it is possible when you went to Japan years ago. You also went to a pub that did that? No way. Was it 2017 though? Or even older? Because if it's older, I may have seen your card, Omegas.
Yes, I'm sure you've guessed. That day when I was stuck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad.
Take some notes. I mean, feel free to, Yellow Pikachu. How many Chris's could there possibly be on that wall? A lot?
Goodness.
Paper Goose. Skirt. Welcome. How you doing? How's it going, Paper Goose? Hope you've been well. Have you been streaming lately? Have you been fine, perfect as punch? Hope you've been well. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. The mystery ever concludes. You know, it was a little bit of a... I don't know. Like, it didn't feel final the way that this case ended in the last game. No wonder they were saving it for this one. What a concept. A case that spans 2 games.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything before.
2015. I could have seen one of your cards. It's amazing.
I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything.
Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you. Then again, Ryunosuke, you did actually save her life. Potato.
No, it's fine.
Miss Green, even if by accident.
Please,
promise us you won't try to do anything like that again? Yes. Please. Guys, there's a tear welling up in my eye right now. No, it's Zato's theme playing and everything. I'm about ready to change the sad command to Zato's theme. Honestly, listen to this.
Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway.
Yeah, and we'll ask the doctor to lock that cabinet as well. Just, you know.
And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end.
See the light green.
It might sound a little conceited, but, well, that's how all this has made me feel.
Oh. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Oh, I see, Paper Goose. Well, I've been well. Thanks for asking.
Well, it would appear that we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today.
I don't know what I'm gonna do in court. I'm sure Ryunosuke is thinking that right now. And if I'm prepared in any way to do the trial for this segment of the game on Wednesday, I am going to have to think of my plan. So, something to do about gas leaks and hauntings, meaning that maybe pinning the murder of the convict on Shamspear leads into him trying to fake his own death in order to, like, also somehow put the blame on Soseki for the murder of the convict, and that way it all, like, clears his name? Maybe, something like that. That's my guess for now. We'll see what happens when the day actually comes by. Yes, it's late.
And Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think?
Details about Mr. Shamspear, Mr. Garadeb's lodgings, the convict, Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see to the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway. I can't help but wondering about the results of the analysis. Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes, will they have found strychnine in it or not? Strychnine. Let's see, how do you pronounce that?
Strychnine. Strychnine.
Thank you, Google.
Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper.
Oh dear. Yes. Barok van Zieks. Leggy vod leg.
But I wish you every success, of course, and though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial. Me getting out of bed like...
Mr. Sholmes! You going to come? Is he going to testify too? Oh, for a second I thought he was sweating. It's snowing. Look at that. You can tell by the lamp.
Indeed. Whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning.
Oh, no, you just, go by your muscle memory. Just jump out of bed and, do your business and whatnot. Get ready while your eyes are closed. I've done that before. Just, like, my morning ritual getting ready for going to work. Like, I was too tired to open my eyes, but I knew I had to get ready. So I just, like, hopped out of bed, walked to the bathroom to take a shower in the morning, and, like, got everything ready. Like, I didn't actually open my eyes until I was already showering, because at that point, just muscle memory. It's like I got extra sleep before I took a shower. I should get more sleep. Well, I think I've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. Mobile sleep, let's go! New channel point redemption, baby.
Strychnine.
London, the world's most prosperous city, home to 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Soseki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here, and so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that had gripped him. As Mr. Shom said, tomorrow would be a new dawn. For all of us.
You said it, Mr. Naruhodo!
To be continued or not to be continued? That is the question.
Aw, baby, perfect timing. I think that's a pretty good stream, don't y'all? Let's save it here for now, and I will say, next time I stream, this game will be Wednesday, which means the YouTube VOD goes up Thursday night. I will say, however, I did kind of forget about this last time. I said I was going to record some of those extra episodes in between streams and put them out, but I forgot last week. This week for sure, I promise. We'll get some of those extra episodes for Great Ace Attorney 1 in there. I'll put them on my YouTube, and maybe we can like watch them on stream before the stream starts, huh? I promise. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. But what you should be is getting ready for bed. Strychnine. Yeah! Good investigations, everybody. Emotional moments, to be sure. There are things to be said about the Great Ace Attorney continuing the whole Ace Attorney trend of, like, getting wordier and wordier and getting more and more complex. But what I like about it is that it does well with those words. It writes believable characters, ones you have to feel for, and the way that the puzzles work in the games, they're less about taking down this evil villain that has a million different excuses, and more like reverse engineering an escape room. That's how I feel about it, especially with the Great Ace Attorney. Especially with the whole gas coin thing. Gas coin?
What's that smell? Blood!
The whole gas coin thing from Last Trial. So it's like, it's fun. It's fun to kind of unravel the ties and meet these characters. And I think that's when Ace Attorney is at its best. When it makes you feel smart for figuring out those puzzles. Like after they occur, like a true detective. They feel so good, and I can't wait. So like I said, Wednesday's the next trial. Be there, be square. Tomorrow's my day off of streaming, and after that, we got more Skyward Sword. So, with that, if you gotta go to sleep, thank you all for being here. Hope you enjoyed. We paired with Karare, with Strychnine actually become a redemption. I could make it. I could make it if you guys want. I was thinking about it, but I didn't do it in time for this stream, honestly. I was going to. Yeah, just sometimes I have an idea for a channel points. I'm like, yeah, just throw it in. Throw it in. By the way, I have these ideas 30 minutes before stream, and I'm sometimes late to stream because of it. But it's worth it, I think. So, thank you, Nuiki, but I will link again. If you need to, follow me on Twitch or YouTube, whichever your viewing of choice is. Just saying, Twitch's rules say I have to wait 24 hours after the Twitch stream in order to post it on YouTube. So, that's why if you want to watch it first, catch me live on Twitch. Or not, if you need to sleep, that's fair. There's Discord, there's Twitter, there's all that good stuff. And if you need to go to sleep right now, have a good night. I'll see you next time, and stay clucky.